All right, people, welcome once again. This is DNZ TV, and we are here to update you as per what's happening in the royal family and also the entertainment industry at large. I want to say a special thank you to all of you that have been following our contents back to back, and want to really say we're really appreciative because without you, we'll actually not be here to give you all this information. So it's really kind of getting very worrisome the way things are actually beginning to look. Things are actually really not looking too good as we anticipated or as we wish there could be, and that's all because of what's happening right now concerning the Naomi's saga. Now it is on record right now that Naomi is going to be spending 20 years behind bars for um, manslaughter. Yeah, Naomi is being charged for manslaughter and she'll be spending about 20 years behind bars. And I think this is quite disturbing because she doesn't really deserve this kind of predicament that is coming around her right now. She doesn't deserve it because issues of manslaughter are very significant and tight issues, and the matter at hand does not warrant manslaughter. Now, why should she be charged for manslaughter when all she did was that there was an event that now ended chaotic? There was an event that that due diligence was not taken. So it's actually not something that is supposed to warrant manslaughter charges, because if you want to look at it very well, the matter at hand has to do with planning an event where people who came were actually a little bit more than people that were expected. Now, manslaughter is the unlawful killing of a human being without malice aforethought, which is the intent to kill or cause serious bodily harm. It is a less serious crime than murder, but it is still a serious offense with potentially severe consequences. I mean, come on. From this case now, the issue of manslaughter has to do with intent to kill or to cause serious bodily harm. Now, from the event that was held, I am not sure in any way that there was an intent to kill in that matter. There wasn't any intent to kill. It was more of a mistake. In as much as in law, mistake is not an excuse for breaking the law. But come on, Naomi did not do any of this intentionally. Because if you want to say, okay, you want to arrest Naomi now for manslaughter, then what will you now do to the women who were now rather bringing their kids and throwing their children into the space? They are actually the ones that are supposed to be charged for manslaughter because they purposely knew that the crowd in that place was too much. Yet they still decided to come with their children. But now, okay, now if in case you want to look at this manslaughter issue, there are actually two types of manslaughter. There is the voluntary manslaughter. Now, voluntary manslaughter now is actually the intentional killing of another person in the heat of passion and in response to adequate provocation. This means that the person who committed the killing was so angry or upset that they were not able to think rationally. And none of this was actually associated with Naomi, because now yeah, there are actually instances where we even the investigation actually shows that she was not even in the crime scene when the thing happened. She was still planning to come to the event when the report got to them that the people in that event have actually been are more than the number of people that they were expecting. So if you look at it very well now, there actually no need putting all the blames on her, because she did not actually commit this offense. Now, there is also the involuntary manslaughter, which is the unintentional killing of another person as a result of reckless or negligent behavior. This can include things like drunk driving, reckless driving, or other dangerous activities. Now, if you look at it very well, you will still notice that there is none of it that actually is corroborated to Naomi. None of all of these incidences shows that Naomi is actually guilty. But like in Nigeria now, it's so pathetic in Nigeria that people only look at incidences from the person's standpoint, because I know and believe that if Naomi had a very big godfather somewhere, or somebody somewhere who is going to be talking on her behalf, all of these issues now will not come out the way it's coming out like this. But it's now becoming so terrible, because I mean, they are now feeling that she doesn't have someone to speak for her, even the Ooni, who's actually supposed to be like his backbone. Because in all of these issues, all of this matter, if Ooni had presented himself in any little way that he's part of this, I'm sure this thing will not get to this point. But guess what? Ooni has actually absconded. Ooni has actually removed his hand from this issue. And him removing his hand now just shows that, okay, there's nothing anybody can do or say that can hold water, which means that in any way we want to look at it, she's actually still going to go in for it. I mean, come on, how can you now say Naomi is going to spend 20 years in detention? You know, this is not actually a case of manslaughter, but I'm sure and I'm definitely certain that people are going to rise up for Naomi, because the prayers have actually been done for Naomi. Prayers have been done. People are actually interceding for Naomi to see that the wickedness of the people who are actually trying to make sure that she does not have swift passage, they are going to pay bitterly for this. We'll continue to pray for Naomi. There's nothing God cannot do. If God can turn water into wine, there's nothing he cannot do. If God can raise the dead, there's nothing he cannot do. For all those people who just feel and think that they've had the last laugh, they should not just wait. They should not just rejoice so soon or too early, because Naomi is definitely going to have the last laugh. The specific laws regarding manslaughter vary from state to state, but it's generally a felony offense that can result in a prison sentence of up to 15 or 20 years. You see, the cases of manslaughter are actually from 15 to 20 years. So for them now, saying that Naomi's case is manslaughter is something that begins to beat my imagination. Because come on, look at it categorically. She had an event. People came for the event. The number now became too much. If this was a government event, let me ask: are you saying that the reverse is going to not be the case? If this was a government event, for instance, are you saying that they will still want to follow this judgment that they are passing? Because to me, I feel this is a very serious kangaroo judgment. It's a kangaroo judgment because they did not pass through due diligence. They did not do any form of due diligence. Due diligence in the sense that they are supposed to have done a thorough investigation. Now, this investigation is even lopsided, because this same incident happened in Abuja and no one heard about it. Yes, no one heard about it. All we knew was that there was a stampede in Abuja, there was a stampede in Anambra State. At the end of the day, everybody went free. But Naomi's case now is not different, because a lot of hands are just trying to make sure they prosecute her. But guess what? One with God is majority. Naomi, do not worry. We'll continue to pray for you. We'll continue to intercede for you. And at the end of the day, I promise you, God in his infinite mercy and goodness is going to show the people who have been planning or planning you evil are going to pay dearly for the wrong they've done to you. Don't worry, we'll continue to pray for you. Thank you everyone for being part of this conversation. Let us continue to pray for Naomi. Let's continue to do the right thing to do for her, and at the end of it, God is definitely going to vindicate her. Thank you, and see you some other time. Bye-bye.